You're watching Plant Identification Through Personal Investigation with Angeline Whitmire. This is video D of the series titled A Detailed Study of Keys Used in Field Guides. Now, we'll continue our practice of using a dichotomous key. Let's identify a tree using the dichotomous key in A Field Guide to the Trees and Shrubs of the Southern Appalachians. This book contains 9 master keys, 1 key for plants with needle-like or scale-like leaves, 4 keys for summer identification, and 4 keys for winter identification. These photos show the tree during the spring season, so we'll use the summer keys. The choices of keys include Key 2, plants with opposite or whorled simple leaves, Key 3, plants with opposite or whorled compound leaves, Key 4, plants with alternate simple leaves, Key 5, plants with alternate compound leaves. In looking at the arrangement of leaves on the branch, we can see this is a plant with alternate simple leaves. So now we turn to Key 4 on page 32. Once we're on the first page of Key 4, we can see that there is an index to main divisions of the key. Let's scan through the list and find the appropriate division for this tree. Plants with stems climbing or scrambling or vines? No. Stems low, creeping, prostrate, or mat forming? No. Leaves palmately veined? Nope. Twigs with thorns or prickles or with spiny leaves? No. Twigs nearly or completely encircled at the nodes by leaf-like sheathing stipules? No. Leaf buds almost or entirely concealed or apparently lacking? I don't think so. Leaves all or mostly lobed? Nope. Leaves entire or mostly entire, but some leaves minutely or irregularly toothed or wavy margined. Well, this is closer. And the list continues with leaves not entire. Leaves coarsely toothed with only 1 or 2 teeth per centimeter of margin? Maybe. Leaves not so coarsely toothed, usually with 3 to many teeth per centimeter of margin. Ah yes, this seems to be more accurately defining the leaves than any other description. So now that we have picked the main division, we are directed to key number 81 prime, which is on page 41. The first dichotomous key underneath 81 prime is number 87 and 87 prime. Key 87 says, lateral veins clearly extending nearly straight to leaf margin and ending in the teeth. This sounds like our tree, but let's be sure by reading the paired choice. We have to look down the page, passing the subsequent dichotomous pairs until we find 87 prime, which says, lateral veins curving before reaching leaf margin, or divided into a network of small veinlets, or indistinct and not easily traced. Well, this certainly does not match what we see with this leaf. So we go back up to the first part of this pair, number 87, and read the next couplet underneath it. Key number 88 reads, twigs with many short spurs regularly bearing 2 leaves and ending in a terminal bud. Well, the pairs of leaves are most striking when the tree is first leafing out in the spring, so this is probably the correct path to follow. Just to be sure, let's check out the other side of the pair. Key number 88 prime reads, twigs without short spurs as above, or if spur twigs present, not regularly bearing 2 leaves. Okay, so we're going down the path of key 88. The result presented in key 88 is birch, Betula genus, which is on page 129. Cool, we're getting close. Turning to page 129, we read more information about the Betula genus, which helps confirm we're on the right track with our unknown tree. Some pieces of information which we can match with this tree include these statements. Bark banded horizontally with many elongated lenticels. twigs slender, usually somewhat zigzag. Lenticels dot-like on young twigs, but elongating horizontally as twigs enlarge. Let's see if we can get the species for this tree. Key number 1 within Betula says, mature bark not white but yellowish gray, reddish and pinkish, or dark reddish brown to almost black, as compared with key number 1 prime, which says, mature bark white or grayish white, rare and local. Okay, the bark is definitely yellowish or golden in color, so we're selecting key number 1. The next pair offers us the choice of number 2, buds small, mostly 4 to 6 millimeters long, flattened and oppressed, leaves broadly wedge-shaped or straight across at base, bark reddish-brown to light pink, peeling and curling into ragged strips, not aromatic. Well, that doesn't describe our tree. Or key number 2 prime, buds larger, 5 to 10 millimeters long, not flattened and oppressed, leaves rounded to heart-shaped at base, bark aromatic with odor of wintergreen. It seems like number 2 prime is our choice, and let's just check out that aromatic with the odor of wintergreen idea. After scraping some bark from a twig and breathing deeply of the twig, it is obvious that this tree is definitely aromatic. All right, one more couplet to read and choose from, and we'll know what our tree is. Key number 3 reads, bark silvery or bronze-colored, peeling into thin curls and ribbons, young twigs with yellowish tint, mildly aromatic. This sounds like our tree, but let's double-check by reading the other part of the couplet. Key number 3 prime reads, bark dark reddish-brown to nearly black, close-fitting, resembling cherry bark, young twigs dark brown or reddish-brown, strongly aromatic. Definitely key number 3 and not 3 prime. That means this tree is yellow birch, which has the scientific name Betula allegheniensis. Hurrah! We figured it out! Even though it seems like a lengthy process, it still feels rewarding to work through the key to the answer. This field guide then gives a short description with a line drawing illustration of the yellow birch. Reading the description helps to confirm the accuracy of our identification. Great! Now that we've used a dichotomous key for 2 different types of plants, a fern and a tree, we will turn to something different. In the next video, we'll study a pictorial key, which is based on various types of plant parts. I invite you to visit identifythatplant.com for more plant identification resources and information. You've been watching Plant Identification Through Personal Investigation with Angeline Whitmire.